And we're back. Welcome to Smidgen. We are to the cooking segment of Smidgen. We just wrapped up an interview with Allison Guidros with Fullness Farm, and we're back at Red Stick Spice Company. We're here in my shop on Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. We're in the test kitchen with Cameron. Store's open, customers are here, a lot of fun today. We also have a live audience. This is podcast live. So we've got some friends with us in the audience who are watching the process. They're immersed. So we're excited that you guys are here. So we are cooking veggies today because, like I said, we talked to Allison at Fullness, and I got my brain filled with how a great way to approach local food. So before I talk about what we're making, let's get you started on this garlic, because we need 3 cloves of minced garlic for this meat hamburger filling. So this recipe is on our website already. It's just a meatball. We're turning it into a hamburger today, and we've flipped the seasonings a bit. So we need 3 cloves of garlic, and not my favorite task in the kitchen. It's sticky, it's really no magic to it, but he's just gonna cut and then just go over and over and over until he gets a nice fine mince. I wanna make sure they're broken down a good bit. They're going in the food processor, but they're not gonna get much chopping action. So we don't want someone to get a big bite of garlic. So what we've done already is roasted our eggplant, and we are at a point in the season where I thought there were no more eggplant, with it being a summer vegetable. And here we are with eggplant, and that was one of the big things I learned from Allison is they are harvesting summer vegetables a lot longer. When we want pumpkins, they're still harvesting some summer vegetables. And so I said, you know what? And she said, and they're kind of a hard sell because people are, you know, it's a new season. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna tackle this eggplant. She's still got eggplant, and we're gonna use them.
Let's do it.
So I roasted them. So we cut them in cubes, and we salted them, and we let them sit for a while, you know, at least 30 minutes. And so you've done this in class with us a bunch when we make the smoky baba ganoush. So an eggplant is naturally bitter. It's just part of the nature of the vegetable, and the salt helps draw out some of that bitterness. So we salted it and then patted it dry, and then seasoned it with our farm stand veggie blend, which is an excellent blend for all types of vegetables. I love it. I love it whisked into a vinaigrette. It's really, really good.
Nice.
So we're going to pulse this eggplant in our food processor, and we've got all these other ingredients. We've got quite a bit of breadcrumbs. We've got parm coming in, and an egg, and the garlic. So with that amount of breadcrumbs going in, I want to make sure we've got flavor at the end. And the way I do that is we roast it with the spice blend, we roast it, and we taste it, and make sure. So it is very full flavored. The farm stand veggie is there in full force. It is bordering on being salty, which we shouldn't concern ourselves with it, because we're going to be knocking it back with this amount of breadcrumbs. So this is a great way to give you an idea of what your end result is going to taste like when you have a mixed dish like this, especially something that has raw egg that you may not want to taste later.
Right.
Is make sure you're seasoning your base ingredient first and taste it and make sure your flavor's there. I could always add a little farmstead veggie blend in here, or even more salt, but we're there. This blend has really great flavor. All right, so let's pulse this. Let's get this in our food processor. And this was actually two large eggplant, and these were split between 2 sheet pans. We combined them now that they're roasted, but you wouldn't want to roast this amount of eggplant on 1 sheet pan. All you're going to do is boil it. So that liquid's going to come out of there, and it's just going to steam and boil, and that's no good. All right, let's get all of that in there. And then so we take we take customers on a farm tour here. It's a full day with me and Lily on a bus in a small enclosed space, which super fun. And you've come on one of them with us, and you visited Allison's farm.
Yeah.
How big is it?
It's like only 1 acre.
It's not even an acre.
Not even an acre?
It's tiny. It's a modest sized backyard. It was mind-blowing to me how much produce they get out of that little place. But yeah, super fun. Okay,
Very
let's
impressive.
judge that. And I would stop maybe a couple of more pulses. We want to leave a little bit of the integrity of the eggplant.
Okay.
We want to have a little bit of a meaty bite, so not take it completely down to a puree. So let's get that in our bowl, and then we're going to get all of our other ingredients in. So what's your favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetable? Can't say it's eggplant.
Okay.
But you're gonna try to change my mind today. I
Yes,
already know.
yes.
Big Brussels sprout fan. Crispy, ashy Brussels sprouts in the oven.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. And what oil and blend are you putting on those?
I'm a big just salt and pepper fan on those. I'm a big balsamic drizzler. If you put bacon in it, I'm happy.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay, in goes our breadcrumbs. Let's get our garlic in there. We've got parm going in, which is going to bring some fat and saltiness to it. So we have left the world of vegans with our cheese and eggs. My daughter was a vegan. Emma was a vegan. She turned vegan when she was 16. I figured 2 weeks we'd be, back to chicken nuggets, and she hung in there for 2 years. So we dug in and learned how to prepare food, vegan food, rather than just going and finding grocery store processed food that was vegan. We learned how to prepare the food. I would say of all my culinary experience, Emma's stint as a vegan was my biggest learning curve. So in goes the egg. She did convert to vegetarianism, which opens up a whole new world, but I can say that veganism is absolutely doable. So if this were vegan, we would not have the egg in there. We might make a flax egg, but we might get away with not having an egg at all in this. So what's going in for our cheese?
Parmesan?
No. If we can't have cheese, if we're vegan, what's
Nutritional yeast.
Nutritional yeast. So and we've actually done that with this recipe, because this is a meatball recipe on our website, and we've subbed out nutritional yeast because we found out we were out of parm. So I'm going to crank my heat up here and get our brand new caramelized onion avocado oil in the pan and get some fat in there. And we are going to form 2 burgers. Let's see what size we want them. So you're not going to have a ton of shrinkage here, so we can pretty much aim for the size of our bun. Let's see what we think of something right about there.
Okay.
All right, our oil is smoking.
And also, these must cook pretty quickly because there's nothing raw in here
True.
to really cook, except for the egg.
The egg, yeah. So let's get those down in the pan. I am going to pop our heat down a little bit so we don't smoke that oil. But we want to get these brown, nice and beautiful golden brown on one side. I always think about our presentation side, and I'm not that concerned about my other side. So I want to get these beautiful golden brown on one side, flip them, and continue cooking them in the pan. But let's say we had lots and lots of burgers to make. We could flip them right onto a sheet pan and go into a 350 oven. Let them continue cooking there, and then continue with our first passes here. You could totally cook these on the sheet pan from beginning to end. You just wouldn't get a great color. They would taste delicious, but we eat with our eyes first, and we want that beautiful brown color on there. So we're going to brown those, and then let's talk about our condiments for this, because we're kind of approaching this like eggplant parm.
Right.
So eggplant parm is typically eggplant in a tomato sauce. So we wanted to top it with something with tomatoes that gave us that same kept us in that same world as eggplant parm. So tell everyone about, these are the slow roasted tomatoes that you made yesterday. And tell us how those come together. How many times have you made the slow roasted tomatoes in the Red Stick Spice kitchen for cooking?
100.
Yeah, they are our go-to.
Yeah.
So that ends up being a condiment that we use on so many things. We can use them on cheese boards. We use them as toppings. They keep well in the refrigerator, and they're absolutely delicious. So take us through what goes into that little bowl of beautiful roasted tomatoes.
Yeah, so pretty much you just get like a sheet pan with high sides, and you just throw in the balsamic and the oil and lots of fresh herbs, rosemary, basil, and some garlic cloves. throw them in the oven, and they get kind of like the charred, crackly tomato skin on the outside.
And we're talking about grape tomatoes.
Correct.
Cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
So here in Louisiana, we get bumper crops of cherry tomatoes in the summer. They're also available throughout the year at the grocery store. And that is a good 2 hours in a low, slow oven to get them. They get jammy. It gets really, really thick and spoonable and delicious. If you wanted to speed it up a little, but you need to cut all those little cherry tomatoes in half, and that'll just get you moving faster. But yeah, we mix and match the oils and vinegars here in the store. Just grab handfuls of herbs that we have on hand, and they're super sweet and just like amazing to have on hand.
Indeed.
So our burgers are GBD, golden brown and delicious. They look great. They're just finishing up cooking, so let's get our mozzarella cheese melted on here. And let's remind ourselves of those components of that eggplant parm. So we need tomato sauce, and what else?
Cheese, we got check, and herbs too.
Basil.
Basil.
Yeah, so we've got 2 beautiful basil leaves. Let's let this melt for a minute. You get that basil chopped, fancy word, chiffonade, roll it up like a cigar, and then get it chopped into strips, and then we will garnish this burger. That looks great. All right, so here I come with this burger. God, it smells wonderful. I smell the cumin in the farm stand veggie. I smell oregano. That smells amazing. It smells meaty, you know. I think the eggplant does a good job of subbing in when you want something meaty. I think a lot of times the go-to is a portobello mushroom. Don't you find that a lot with vegetarian and vegan cooking? Which is fine and delicious, but this could be just as good of a meaty stand-in for that. Okay, so let's get a dollop of our slow roasted tomatoes on there. Let's do a bigger dollop. All right, and let's hit it with that basil.
Okay.
What? That is gorgeous. And then top it with our bun. And then you and I need to take a bite. Okay. So definitely.
I like that it's not sliding everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Holding up, perfect shape. So grab yourself a quarter. Let's see how we did.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers.
That's pretty good.
Come on.
Yeah.
Did I win you over?
Indeed, and I think even I don't taste the eggplant at all, but if you had a 7-year-old kid who did, those tomatoes cover up everything.
Yeah, they're sweet.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then fresh basil. You know what? That farm stand veggie's got a little heat to it. It's nice. I really like that. That's really good. We
here
did a
for
good
it.
job. All right, Emma.
Indeed.
To my daughter, the vegetarian, we've got a new dish for you. Well done. Thanks, Cameron.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Indeed.
Thanks, everyone.